Hi Capricorn, here is a general look at your solar chart for October 2016, and there's some powerful energies around for the cardinal signs this month, and you're a cardinal sign. So we have, as the month kicks off, the sun at the top of your chart. That's to do with your outer image in the world. That's to do with worldly responsibilities as well, and also it can be to do with authority figures, bureaucracy, officials, and the like. So that type of thing would tend to have more of your attention at this time. Also Mercury comes in there from the 7th for the rest of the month, so correspondence, conversations, maybe paperwork as well, to do with bureaucracy, but also can be to do with your responsibilities in the world or parental figures, either yourself as one or otherwise the powers that be. And it may mean that you do have to figure stuff out, and maybe try to make cultivate contacts even. You could be putting mental effort into expressing yourself better. Up until the 7th, Mercury is expanding your mind. That's the carryover from September. You're thinking outside of the box, you're playing with ideas here, or you're searching for the pieces of the puzzle, maybe consulting with those with a certain expertise. It's more likely it's a good time to get into a new subject or an unfamiliar territory. And it's also a good time to get the word out on something, or to source information from just those specific, sort of cherry pick the information as best you can, but you may have to just kind of go where you're led, sort of thing, and then filter it down afterwards. Now we have Venus warming group relationships and other associations. You'll tend to feel supported by friends, others, maybe in gatherings, group gatherings, that kind of thing, and also online, because this is has that sort of networking online technology feel to it, but also has a feel of the unconventional. So those that you connect with could bring knowledge to you or experience to you that you haven't, which is unfamiliar to you. And then from the 18th, there could be less opportunity for you to share your feelings in a more spontaneous way. So you tend to keep your own counsel, you tend to keep your feelings to yourself. Right at the very end of the month, in the last 3 days, you have to watch your P's and Q's. Maybe there with someone, you've got to be more mannered or correct, or have your facts sorted out, or just don't expect it to be either you got to be more businesslike, or they're being more businesslike. So just expect it to be like that, and anything better than that is a nice bonus. Now we do have some transits going on, but first of all, the Saturn-Neptune one is separating now. So that transit has been in the sky, denying us the clarity that we need to make informed decisions over these months of June, July, August and September. And so as October unfolds, these two will be separating, meaning that we will start getting the clarity at last, and we will be able to make plans and go forward in a more confident sort of way. A lot of the trouble has been with them so close by degree that when we've had to make plans or important decisions, like here in the UK having to vote whether to stay or to leave the EU, we haven't had all of the facts. And there's been people around as well, which is often the way with Saturn Neptune, who believe they have the answers, but who in actual fact don't. So the general transit for you of Saturn, your ruling planet, is in the sign before your Sagittarius. So this is in general a very long transit of Saturn there, meaning it's preparation time. So it's tying up loose ends from the past and getting everything sort of like as organized as you can within yourself to do with the past, but also it's a time of preparation for the future, for when Saturn enters your sign at the end of 2017. So this is the time for you to face up to whatever maybe has been swept under the rug, or face up to behaviors of your own to do with the past. You could be doing more inner work if you're earnest and devoted, or you could be just chuntering away at things behind the scenes to do with your spiritual life, to do with healing, to do with works of the imagination, to do with just being there for others, being a support, being of service, and putting your own self-centered desires on one side. Usually you get an easier ride if you do that with Saturn here. But you've got to be honest with yourself. You Capricorns born the 31st of December to the 6th of January, or with from 10 to 16 degrees rising, going to feel that energy the most. Now, this separating of these two means that this is an opportunity now for you to go forward in a more realistic, structured way with what's going on behind the scenes, or with the inner work, or indeed with anything to do with the position of Neptune, which is in your area of how you perceive the world, understanding your mind, and understanding that the mind isn't the all-powerful tool for figuring out everything. Actually understanding more intuition and reading between the lines, and realizing things about the world which were maybe held away from you because you weren't ready, and realizing that there's all sorts of secrets there that eluded you previously. And that's in a good angle to your sun sign. So this is you going forward now in a more sort of structured, step-by-step way, which is the way Saturn likes to do it. Getting the clarity and making the decisions on what is working for you in your evolution, in your healing, in your completing a cycle. What is working for you and what isn't. And then we have other news. We've got the Sun going over Pluto in your the degree of Pluto in your sign at the end of the first week. So that's a really quick transit, but you'll feel it. Because Pluto is so strong in your sign, Capricorn. You Capricorns born the 3rd to the 8th of January, or with 14 to 16 degrees rising, will feel this one the most. And it could be that somebody is pushing you, or you feel like somebody is trying to put control on your desire, and so you push back. It could be a little bit like that. It's as well to know about these things in advance, I guess. It might also be something because you are actually remodeling your personality, or in fact it's not so much you but the universe remodeling your personality with this position of Pluto in your sign. So it might be that you're pushing against aspects of yourself from that shell of yourself which you're slowly leaving, where you are wanting to follow or be led by the nose in some way, but actually it isn't working, and you have to be honest about that it isn't working. It might have worked then, but it doesn't work now. So it might be, or that type of behavior that you would be putting out to others used to work then, but it doesn't work now. Or turn it a 180 and their type of behavior used to work, but it's not working now. So that's then. There's a lot happening there. Or nothing, much. I mean, it depends on natal chart energies as well and what's going on, because you have plates spinning as in planets spinning at different rates and different positions. So one might offset or buffer another, you see. But this is a sort of a forecast or a weather forecast of a potential. But many's the time they forecast sunshine up here in the frozen north of Scotland, and it's just been absolutely teeming with rain. So there you go. And then the Sun going across Uranus by degree as well. Uranus is at the root of your chart, and for this long transit, so that might mean that feelings are nearer the surface, or there's some disruption or something unexpected that affects you emotionally, or indeed no, it doesn't affect you personally, but it affects something in the community, the neighborhood. It's a surprise, or to do with property as well. Again, it's a very short one. It's not got a long tail to it necessarily. And then that's happening mid-month, and you Capricorns born the 12th to the 15th of January, or with 23 to 25 degrees rising, you're going to feel that one the most. Okay, and right, so where are we? And I'm looking into, yeah, Mars goes across Pluto in your sign as well. So getting Mars into your sign means this hustle and bustle. Finally, Mars has come out of Sagittarius and it's come into your sign. So you start to feel more, you get more energy usually. You definitely get more decisive. You get clearer on things. You start taking action on things, and that'll slowly increase over the 6 weeks that Mars, approximately 6 weeks that Mars is in your sign. Or if you're not in the mood, Mars just brings more hustle and bustle around you. Mars energy will be coming at you or through you, one way or the other. More stamina is likely to be coming to you as well, but more stamina will be needed. So try to, take the space that you need whenever you feel like things are forcing you to spread yourself too thin. Whether you like it or not, the goals and objectives will be more obvious. You have got to keep up with the program, whatever the program is. Or maybe it's you setting the pace, maybe it's you setting the program. It could very well be. It's definitely the time to get the ball rolling, because you can achieve a lot with Mars in your sign. Not being too hasty, not being too impatient, because this is a pitfall with Mars. And some of you will get plunged into situations where you just need to make a decision. You need to be assertive, but not aggressive. And now that aggressivity, or that over assertiveness, shall we say, could be coming at you as well. So the advice would be to be smart, customize things, keep a cool head, keep calm, keep cool, calm, and connected, and take enough space for R&R. Now, Mars goes across Pluto in the 3rd week, and that's where somebody might be throwing their weight around. So just be aware of that. Somebody could, this is a time for you where you really are getting a cosmic makeover. So this energy that's happening in the 3rd week could be to help you to see what you don't want, and the way you don't want to go. Right, now then we have, no we don't, we do have Mercury conjuncting Jupiter. It's just an itty bitty little one, but it's very, very quick, but it might be nice. And that's at the beginning of the 2nd week. And there's other itty bitty little ones as well, but that is helping you with career, general direction in life, the trajectory of where you want to go. And this puts Jupiter in Jupiter is in a good angle to your sun sign, so getting Mercury across that, actually Jupiter's just changed, so Jupiter's still in a strong angle, but it's not easy peasy. You have to manage the Jupiter energy, okay, just with your sun. But of course you might have a planet that is actually in a really good angle to the Jupiter energy in your natal chart. So, but just as far as your sun is concerned, this means more doors swinging open, but maybe you've got to work at it a bit harder, or maybe you've got to be more choosy and more careful about which doors you go through, because you never know, there might be a black hole in there. No, it wouldn't be anything that dire actually with Jupiter, so I take that back. But you could be puzzling over which is the best way to go here, in your general direction, or with goals, or things that you want to achieve, ambitions, and also to do with position in the world, status, your role in the world. You Capricorns born 24th of December to the 2nd of January with 3 to 12 degrees rising, going to feel that energy the most. And I did tell you about Uranus and Pluto, didn't I? So, okay, I think that's everything. So that's it for October. If you know your moon sign or your rising sign, listen to those. And also this material can be read on my website, DianaGarland.com. The basics of it, and I'll see you the next time.